Now today I will be revising the chapter rational numbers. So for that, children, first of all I will be telling you the definition of rational numbers. What is rational number? What are rational numbers actually? So the rational numbers are of the form P by Q, any number of the form P by Q where Q is not equal to 0. Okay. Any number of the form P by Q where Q is not equal to 0 is defined as rational number. Right. Now, after that, you have studied about certain properties, the closure property, the commutative law, the associative law, and the distributive. I'll tell you later. Now, the closure property holds good for all the operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It holds good for all the operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And what is closure property? Closure property means that if you add any two rational numbers, you will get a rational number. If you subtract two rational numbers, you will get a rational number. You multiply two rational numbers, you will get a rational number. You divide two rational numbers, you will get a rational number. So it holds good for all the four operations. That is the closure property. Then you have the commutative law. Commutative law holds good only for addition and multiplication. Okay, it holds good only for multiplication and addition. And what is commutative law? A into B is B into A. That is, you change the order, the answer won't change. So this holds good only in the case of multiplication or in the case of addition. That is, if you change the order of the numbers, the answer won't change. Okay, you change the order of the numbers, the answer won't change. You multiply two numbers, it remains same. You add two numbers, it remains same. Then comes the, and it is not true for subtraction and division. Associative law, again associative law also holds good for addition and multiplication only. It is not true for division and subtraction. Associative law also holds good only for addition and multiplication. It also does not hold good for subtraction and division. And what is in associative law? A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. That is, you change the order. You cannot multiply three numbers together. You multiply two only together. So you multiply any two first and then the answer with the third one. The answer won't change. This is associative law. I'll tell you the distributive law also. Then comes the distributive law. Distributive law. What is distributive law? Distributive law of multiplication over addition and distributive law of multiplication over subtraction. What is distributive law? You give this number to both of them inside. You give this number to both of them inside. This gives you A into B plus A into C. A into B minus A into C. This is what we mean by associative law. After telling you about the laws, children, I'll be telling you certain questions, and I'll be answering them for you. That will be a revision for you. That will be in fact, a revision for you. Uh, that will be a revision for you in order to tell you that what are additive identity and inverse and what are multiplicative identity and multiplicative inverse. Okay. Now, what is additive identity? If you take any number, suppose 8 by 3. You take any number, suppose 8 by 3. Okay. And you add 0 to it, the answer won't change. So, this 0 is called as the additive identity. Right. You take any number, suppose minus 2 by 3, additive inverse. This is additive identity, and This is additive inverse. Okay. If you take any number, suppose minus 2 by 3, you change the sign plus 2 by 3 and you add them, you will get 0, which is the additive identity. That is, you add a number to its additive identity, you add a number to its additive inverse, you get the additive identity. And what is additive identity of a rational numbers? Additive identity is 0, right? Now comes the multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse is also known as reciprocal. They are name of the same things. What do we do in multiplicative inverse? We change the order. We change the place. Suppose 1 upon 3 minus 1 by 3 is the number and you are asked the multiplicative inverse, it will be minus 3. We never put equal to sign, children, remember. If you have the number 4 by 3, its multiplicative inverse will be 3 by 4, right? If you have the number 0, what is its multiplicative inverse? The multiplicative inverse of 0 is not defined. Why not defined? Why not defined? Because we can write 0 as 0 by 1. And if you write the multiplicative inverse, it will be 1 by 0 and 1 by 0 is not defined. Okay. Now children, after this I will be taking an example of distributive law, which is a very basic part of this chapter. And you should know how to solve the questions based on distributive law. So see 3 upon 7 into 5 by 6 plus 3 upon 7 into you have 3 upon 7 into 13 by 12. Okay. So in distributive law, what do? We take 3 by 7 common. Inside you are left with 5 by 6, this sign in between. And you are left here with 13 by 12. 3 by 7 is taken out. 3 by 7 into, now 6 and 12, the LCM will be 12. 6 2s are 12, 5 2s are 10, 12 1s are 12, 13 1s are 13. So 3 by 7 into 23 by 12, 3 4s are 12, 23 1s are 23 and 7 4s is 28. So the final answer is 23 by 28. This is how we do distributive law. We see the number which is being repeated and take it out common, and then the remaining numbers are added or subtracted according to the sign, right? Now we have number line. We also have done number line. Now let us represent minus 3 by 8 on number line. So the first thing we see is whether it is positive or negative. If it is negative, we will represent it on the left hand side. And if it is positive on the right hand side, then we see whether the numerator is less than the denominator. The numerator is less than the denominator, so it will lie between 0 and minus 1. Okay. Now, how many parts you have to make between 0 and minus 1? You have to make 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This is minus 1. This is 1. And which part you will mark? You will mark the third one. 1, 2 and 3. So this is minus 3 by 8. This is minus 3 by 8. Okay. So this is how we represent numbers on number line. Then you have finding rational numbers. Suppose you have to find out 3 rational numbers between minus 3 and minus 2. 3 rational numbers. So what do? We add the 2 numbers and divide by 2. This is minus 5 by 2. So you have inserted one number in between, minus 5 by 2. Then the next one, we will add these two. So minus 3 plus minus 5 by 2 divided by 2. So you have 2 as the LCM, 2 3s are 6, and again 2. So this will be minus 11 by 4. So you have minus 11 by 4. Then you can pair these out. Minus 5 by 2, minus 2 whole upon 2. Again 2 is the LCM. Minus 5 minus 4 whole upon 2. So minus 9 by 4. Here you have minus 9 by 4. So you have three rational numbers inserted in between, minus 3 and minus 2. How do we insert? We add the two rational numbers and divide it by 2. We add the two rational numbers and divide it by 2. This is the formula. We add the two rational numbers and divide it by 2 and keep inserting the numbers in between. So this was, children, a real idea, the gist of the chapter.